until most of the major holidays, unless you're Jewish and then you only have a couple of days. But in this video, I wanted to cover a couple of different gift ideas for you for a toddler. Since it's the 11th day of Vlogmas, I will be covering 11. If you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Jenny. I am a certified teacher, doctoral student, and mom to two girls, Alice, who is my 2.5-year-old, and Mina, who is my 1-year-old. And as I said, I'll be covering 11 different toys for toddlers that I feel like are high quality educational toys that aren't just junk to clutter up your house. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start with the first one. The first one is by far my favorite and the most used thing in my house, and that is a play kitchen. Both Mina and Alice love playing in their play kitchen, and there's any number of play kitchens that you can get. However, if you're in a smaller space, you could always just get some play food, especially the kind that you can chop apart that adds something kinesthetic to it. Any of those kinds of things have a lot of creativity in how you can play with it and a lot of longevity to it. This is actually a gift I got for Alice last Christmas, and she still loves it the most of pretty much anything else in the house. The one that we have, I will link down below in the comments, and as well as anything else that I can find. I know we got it at Target and not on Amazon, and I really like it because it's that nice wood texture to it, and it's just a really pretty play kitchen. We also have a metric ton of play food, but I will link my favorites down below as far as the play food that we have. Typically the ones that I think are the best are the Melissa and Doug wooden play food because they have less of a tendency to get destroyed. Gift number 2 is DUPLO blocks. So DUPLO blocks are basically the child equivalent of Legos, so young child equivalent. So they're slightly bigger, they're still able to be built on top of one another, but they're just a little bit chunkier, so you have less of that choking risk that you would with Legos. I love DUPLO blocks for a couple of reasons. One being they have a couple of really cute sets that are designed with Mickey or with animals or with people, and I like that the different sets actually can combine together to get played with together. We actually, for Christmas this year, got our girls a DUPLO Lego box of just nothing but the blocks that they're able to play with. I think they're gonna really love it, so this suggestion of mine is straight from my own shopping list because I love DUPLO blocks. I think they're a great creative tool and also just kind of like a tinkering sort of toy. They can kind of build stuff and figure things out and see which ones go together. So DUPLO blocks have a lot of open-ended play, and that's kind of something that I try to focus on with the gifts that I get my girls is open-ended play, being able to kind of pick and choose what it is that you want to do with the item because it adds a little bit more longevity to it. My next suggestion is attached directly to open-ended play, and I know some people do not love it, and I get it, but I'm still gonna suggest it anyway as a teacher, and that is Play-Doh. Play-Doh is just such a great developmental toy, and I know it can be a mess. Believe me, I know, my carpet certainly knows, but Play-Doh is just such a fabulous open-ended toy. There's so many things that you can do with it, different ways that you can build with it, different ways you can roll it, and there's just a litany of things that you can do with it. In fact, I made a whole video of nothing but ways to use Play-Doh and how to play with it. And so if you check out my 12 Days of Vlogmas series, you can see 7 different ways to use Play-Doh. So I really do advocate for Play-Doh even though my husband hates it. My fourth suggestion is less open-ended but more practical. And it's gonna sound really funny, but my kids really love it, and I think that a lot of kids would. And that is a play cleaning set. The one that I really like is from Melissa and Doug, and it comes with a broom, a dustpan, a duster, a mop. So you will find that your child really enjoys feeling like they are participating in something that you're doing. So let's say that you're sweeping the floor. 9 times out of 10, my toddler will go and get her own little tiny broom and pretend to sweep the floor along with me. So it's not that I'm looking for her to actually do it, it's just that she wants to be included and she wants to feel like she's doing the same things that I'm doing, and having that little miniature cleaning set allows her to have kind of like that practical toy that she's able to feel like she's authentically contributing to the house with. Suggestion number 5 that has a bit of flexibility on what it is that you get is magnets. So there's a lot of magnets that you can of course choose from. I particularly like the Melissa and Doug letter magnets, and then also of course the different more fun sets like the farm animal set, they have a princess set, they have dinosaurs. I like magnets because it adds a great fine motor practice for things that are easily accessible in your house. You might not think of your fridge as a toy, but believe it or not, having your child be able to put magnets on the fridge and take them off is a great way to entertain them without having to take up a lot of space. My sixth suggestion, and a favorite in my house, especially for my little one Mina, is Little People. The Fisher-Price Little People sets are so great because they have all sorts of different creative environments for them. There's a barn, there is a big playhouse, there are Frozen characters, there's a princess castle. Whatever it is that your child is into, they probably have Little People for it. And my favorite thing is that the Little People can go to whatever extra thing that you get. So for example, I got a Little People bus, and Alice loves to put all the Little People on the bus, no matter what set they came from, because they all fit on this bus. Basically, the bottom of the Little People pieces are actually interchangeable with whatever set that you get. So sometimes we'll have Elsa driving the school bus because Elsa fits there. Little People leaves a lot of room for some creative play, and I love that it actually adds some imaginative play. Alice really likes to set up like the little houses and have them have like a picnic or something like that. So this is a really fun toy to kind of inspire your child to be creative around whatever it is that they're passionate about. My seventh suggestion is a more general category of things that my daughters both like, and that is songbooks. Basically, my toddlers love board books that play songs or music, and they cannot get enough of them. This also includes sound effects. So, for example, at Costco, I picked up a really cool How the Grinch Stole Christmas book, and it has little tiny sound effect buttons that go with the book itself. There's a lot of different books like this, but any books that have sound effects or noises with them, yes, they could get irritating, but I can guarantee you your child will be very entertained flipping through them and probably engaged for quite a while. Number 8 is a toy that I didn't expect to love as much as I did, and I didn't expect Alice to love it as much as I did, and that is Baby Stella. So Baby Stella is obviously a baby doll, but it's designed more for toddlers, and it has lots of accessories with it too, so you can get beds and bassinets and different clothes and passies and food. So I didn't necessarily know if I wanted to go down the baby doll route with Alice. However, something that I think is just really, really cute is that it's more of a Alice wants to play caregiver, and she wants to be able to take care of something. So whether or not that's a baby doll or a dog set, having that ability to build that social emotional skill of taking care of someone else and providing for someone else is such a good muscle to build, regardless of whether you have a girl or a boy. I want to say actually they have like a little boy too that's supposed to be like a pal or a friend, if that's something that you care about, wanting to get a boy instead of Baby Stella. My ninth suggestion is one of my favorites, and definitely I wish that they had this when I was a kid. I would have gotten in a lot less trouble, and that is the Crayola Color Wonder series. If you are not familiar with Crayola Color Wonder, man, you are missing out. Color Wonder markers are basically markers that only work on specific paper. So you can get a coloring book, or you can get actually just like a blank notepad, and your child can draw and doodle in it to their heart's content. And then they can try drawing and doodling on other things, and it won't show anything at all. So these are a game changer for your toddler. It gives them the ability to practice that fine motor skill of drawing and drawing circles and lines, and that's all part of their fine motor development. And it won't make a mess of your house. My 10th suggestion for toddler gifts, and this one is no surprise because I am a teacher and also a lover of books, and that is board books in general. I feel like there are so many amazing board books out there and amazing children's authors, and you really can't go wrong with getting some board books for your toddler. I have a whole list of board books that I covered yesterday, and if you're looking for a specific idea on that, I recommend you check out yesterday's 12 Days of Vlogmas video, and I can run you through 10 different board book ideas that you can use and maybe pick one out that you don't already have. My last suggestion, and this one is near and dear to my heart because actually my girls have this toy of mine that was mine when I was little, and that is a Little Tikes slide. So Little Tikes has been around since I was little, and I was born in the late 80s. And I am pleased to say that my slide from when I was a child is still functional and still holds up today. So this particular toy has a lot of longevity to it, and my girls both love it. Absolutely adore the Little Tikes slide that we have. We keep it inside most of the time, but also in summertime what we'll do is we'll get one of those cheap kiddie pools, and I will put the end of the slide into the kiddie pool. So when they slide down the slide, they go into like the little tiny bit of water down there, and it just adds an extra element of fun to it. Otherwise though, both of my girls will go through days where all they want to do is just climb up the stairs of the slide and slide down the slide. It's a really simple thing, but it is so much fun for both of my girls, and a toy I definitely recommend. And like I said, it's the nostalgia factor for me too, that this was the one that they have is literally the one that I had when I was little. So those are my 11 toddler toy suggestions, and if you haven't started shopping yet, I suggest you start because most of the holidays are coming up very soon, and I hope that these ideas were helpful to you. If you like this video, make sure you check out the rest of my 12 Days of Vlogmas series and consider subscribing. I do all sorts of educational content surrounding child development, and I would love to have you here for the rest of my videos. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.